Hey, what's going on, Ryan at Intersection Records? We are going to talk today about the recent feud between Motley Crue's Nikki Sixx, bass player, original founding member, and Carmine Appice. Carmine Appice, who is he? He's a drummer. He's in the Modern Drummer Hall of Fame. In 2014, he was an original member of a band called Vanilla Fudge, whose first album came out in 1967. Vanilla Fudge was a hard rock, bordering on heavy metal band that did mostly covers of songs of the period. So, and his drumming style was completely bombastic to the point where he influenced John Bonham. Okay. He influenced all the drummers of the 70s and 80s and heavy metal in general. He went on to work in a band called Cactus with Tim Bogart. He went on to work with Jeff Beck in Beck, Bogart, and Appice. He ended up joining Rod Stewart's band. He wrote the song Young Turks. Young Heart, Beat Free Tonight. He wrote the song Do You Think I'm Sexy? He went on to play with Michael Schenker. He went on to play with John Sykes and Blue Murder. He still has a version of Vanilla Fudge. Anyway, enough of him. He's legit, okay? He's friends with Mick Mars from Motley Crue. Mick Mars quit. So what? Motley Crue breaks up in 2016 or whatever, and then they announce, and they say they're signing a contract that they're never going to perform again. They sign a contract, like a media thing with the media, right? That, and then of course they break that contract and they announce a stadium tour with Def Leppard, and that gets delayed by a couple years because of COVID. And finally, in the summer of 2022, the original lineup of Motley Crue goes out and does a bunch of dates, sells out stadiums. After the tour, Mick Mars, founding guitar player, quits. And there's very little to be said about why he quits. Now, he's had a debilitating bone disease for years that makes it hard for him to move around on stage. So all thoughts were that is why he quit. Well, Carmine comes out this week and says, and I wrote these down because I don't want to misquote, Mick Mars told Carmine that he was not happy on the stadium tour, that basically everything was on tape. It was all pre-planned out and completely a lot of crap. Pre-recorded material. What does that mean? It means that everybody's got an earpiece in. Everybody knows when the song's supposed to start. Down to maybe there being a click track on the drums. Maybe everything's fake. Maybe sometimes when Vince Neil talks to the crowd, he's able to go live. I'm sure there is some playing on that tour. But any keyboards piped in, any backing vocals piped in, Vince Neil's vocals piped in, bass playing, drums, and guitar piped in. That's what Mick Mars told Carmine. He also says that he traveled alone. The three other guys, Tommy Lee, Vince Neil, and Nikki Sixx, are all on jets, living like rock stars, wasting their money, acting like they're too cool for school, while he traveled on a bus alone. Mick's a great guitar player. He can play all these lines. He wants to be able to be let loose and play these lines. But again, didn't like everything being on tape. And he does not want to make believe that he's playing. He doesn't want to get up there and have to make believe that he's actually playing these parts while it's all on tape and people know it's on tape, right? This isn't something that's new for bands to do. Bands have been doing this for a long time now. And by the way, your local bar, the bar that my band plays in, Lords of Insanity, I go up there sometimes and I'm like, God damn, this band's so good. And then I realize that there's no keyboard player up there, but I hear keyboards. Then I realized the backing vocals are a little bit better than they should be, and nobody's really singing. It happens in some capacity, even on the local bar level. Here's Nikki Sixx's response. Love how people talk for us without talking to us. Love how people talk for us without talking to us. Like Carmine's supposed to go confront Nikki with it. This is why the media has lost credibility. This is a band that had a press conference to retire. This is why the media has lost credibility. Obviously, by printing BS, they make money off advertising. And we are not into clickbait. We're not into clickbait materials. Motley Crue's not into clickbait. The clickbait game. When the truth comes out, it's from us. Now, when the truth comes out, so he's not denied anything, right? He hasn't denied anything. Then he goes on to say, a washed up drummer trying to speak for us. A washed up drummer. Now he's taking a personal attack on Carmine, who influenced John Bonham, who influenced Neil Peart, who influenced Cozy Powell, who's in the Rock Drummer Hall of Fame. Vanilla Fudge should be in the Hall of Fame too, by the way. And by the way, Motley Crue will never get in the Hall of Fame, right? Washed up drummer trying to speak for us. Feeder for media. And bottom feeding media running with the story. Making money off of lies. Welcome to the sad new world. Look at me, look at me. Again, a washed up drummer trying to speak for us and bottom feeding media running with it, making money off the lies. Welcome to a sad new world. Look at me, look at me. Now look at Nikki Sixx with his jet black hair in his 60s and his bandana that he can't take off. What happens if you take that bandana off, Nikki? I don't care what they do on stage. I think people like their music. I think people want to be nostalgic and go to these concerts and have a bunch of beers and hear Shout at the Devil, which I owned when I was 10. And listen to Girls, 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 which I enjoyed that record, right? And I enjoy some of their music. We're never going to do a show on this channel. By the way, subscribe to my channel. We do videos every single day. I don't care what they do. And I don't know that Carmine, Appice needs to come out and blow the cover off of it. But he did say what Mick Mars, his friend, said. And he wants to defend Mick Mars' reason for retiring. Because it's not real anymore. And he doesn't want to fake it and act like it is real. And one of my favorite guitar players, John Five, has joined Motley Crue. And he's now replaced Mick Mars. And I think it's great. I'm sure he's playing some real stuff because he has a totally signature style. I don't know what they're doing. I don't like Nikki Sixx blowing up a legend. When he goes out of his way to not tell what they're doing. They're not playing real. A lot of it's fake. That's my rant for today. Subscribe to my channel and keep music real. Peace out. We'll see you later.